Happy holidays! Ignore this crazy background. At least try to. In honor of Christmas and the holidays, today I'll be serving you the look I did for Gaga for the Jingle Bell Ball in 2013. If you don't know what a Gaga is, wake up. Did you just come from a time machine? No, but seriously. Lady Gaga, hello. We've done many Jingle Bell Balls. This one was in London at the O2 Arena. So let's get into it. Started with a base, so I'll do some foundation. Now this was a stage show, not quite as long as the tour shows, but long enough that you need stage makeup. Stage makeup needs to be seen from any seats in the house and needs to not be able to be sweated off. I do get a lot of messages from quite a few of you asking about stage makeup because so many of you are artists and performers. So, sorry my wig is a little wonky. The lovely Jonathan did buy this for me from my Amazon wish list. Thank you so much. It's obviously not a Freddie grade wig. We're not all Freddie. I certainly am not Freddie. So for stage shows, I would apply a pretty generous layer of base foundation. Don't be shy. Just all over. The key is to then make sure you buff it in really good. You can take a setting spray. It's the iconic London Prep Set Glow. A lot of the products I'll be using today were gifted to me by Look Fantastic US. And if you go to the description, you can use my discount code on their site for 22% off. Ow. All of the items that I'm using today. All the items from them that I'm using today. Then I would take a concealer. We're gonna mix it up a little. Use a couple different things. I'm gonna use some of this Smashbox Flawless Studio Skin and some of these Tarte Shape Tapes. So I do use a more intense concealer for stage performances. This is Fair Light Neutral, this is Light Neutral. Let's do a light neutral. The skin was fair for this, but not Monster Ball fair. So we'll do light neutral and just kind of go evenly wherever it might need a little extra grip. And then I'm gonna do the Smashbox Light Cool, a couple dots of that. Oops. Wherever you tend to sweat a little more. And then use the Fair Light Neutral and a dab on the lids for extra primer. My little buffing brush. This is almost like a second layer of base. That's gonna help everything stay through sweat and lights. But also look beautiful in photographs. Take another spritz of my setting spray. That really keeps everything joining together to that beautiful finish we have going. I'm gonna take some creams and start to like contour the face. So this is also from Look Fantastic, and it is Nudie Stick, Nudie's Matte in Terracotta Tan. So I'm just gonna swipe my little brush over it. And I want this to go just under the cheekbones. And then this brush gives you a lot of precision. Just carve out the jawline a little. You want it to look beautiful and natural from afar, but also help the features to show up on stage. But if close-up photos are taken, which they would be in this case, you don't want it to look crazy. It's a lot of things to remember, I know. We're gonna use Sunset Strip. This one is Nudie's Bloom. Again, we're just going here. I use a fluffier brush like this to just blend it together. There's no lines. Now we're going to use Sunkissed. This one is a Nudie's matte as well. And these are all from Look Fantastic. And now Tiger Lily Queen. And that one's a little more on the apples. So it's these layers of different colors of cream blush. So when you do flush on stage and start to kind of like almost sweat through your makeup, the blush that's underneath kind of gets enhanced rather than looking like your makeup's coming off. This is Daniel Sandler watercolor blush in Cherub, and this is Iconic London Sheer Blush in Rose Riot. Just gonna dot that on there. And this is just a base for underneath the powders. Because whatever you have layered underneath will start to kind of glow through in the event of makeup sweating off. It's kind of like with lipstick. If your lipstick comes off and you have a liner underneath, then it doesn't all disappear. All right, we have this beautiful base going. Now we take a lovely setting powder, a loose setting powder. It kind of soaks up any excess oils. And for these, I would just go in with it. I wasn't careful. You could also use these techniques for your daily makeup. If you tend to live somewhere hot and humid, if you can't keep makeup on, you might want to try these layering technique, because if they work for a 2-hour stage show under hot lights, they're bound to work for you. All right, so once everything's powdered down, I kind of test it to make sure nothing is tacky. Any tacky bits will grab whatever pigmented colors that you put over them, and they will distribute unevenly. So if you put blush on over and you have a part that's tacky, it will hold more color in one spot than the other, and you will have uneven blush. You won't be able to blend it correctly. Now I would take, or rather I will take, clear Anastasia brow gel first, and just get those hairs where I want them to go. Brush them up, brush them down, and then back up. That really coats them and gets them back in your control. I'm going to fill those in, but while they're drying, I'm gonna start on the eyes. Now the eyes are not extremely complicated, it's more the graphic liner. So because this was a holiday show, I did add a bit more sparkle than usual. If you know me, you know I love a sparkle. So I'm gonna take this Tom Ford primer, just dip my finger in, just get the lids a little extra primer. I did use face tapes for this, and I didn't put them on just now. Honestly, I just forgot. But to get the full effect, you could use face tapes to get that really snatched look. I'm just the absent-minded professor, so I forgot. Whoops. All right, so for the lid, the main color I would use is something along these lines. It's like a very nude color, not the purple, this one, neutral vibe. And because it's the holidays, I used one that had a little more shimmer to it, so. And I'm bringing it up a little bit, like here. Our brows are now actually dry and ready to party. We're gonna use this Anastasia Beverly Hills Tinted Brow Gel. If you have a full brow, unlike me, you can just drag this through your whole brow. I use a brush and a spoolie to get the basic shape here. And this will ensure that this stays. And the brow shape I did on Gaga is more of this, and then it rounds out here. And this is a great method, no matter how much eyebrows you have or don't have. Just gonna dip into a little eyeshadow here. Now I have brows. So they do have a bit more of a curve to the end. Just gonna go into a little more shadow. You know, that's more of the shape I would do in Gaga. It kind of like curves. Gorgeous. I love her brows. Anyways, moving on. I'm just gonna build a little bit of like a nude crease because it wasn't like super intense. I'm gonna start with this color. It's pretty neutral. You want to just blend it in until it becomes the eye. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of this like very neutral color as well. The neutral mattes, by the way. It just deepens the socket a little bit, but very subtle. Very similar to like a bridal makeup look, you know? A bridal makeup look for a superstar. You know that's starting to like form a crease that's still not that visible? That's what we're going for. Just to further accentuate that lid, I'm going to use a gorgeous color. This is from lookfantastic.com as well. This is a single eyeshadow in 101. It's so pretty. Just to carve out right where I want it. And with that color, we'll also go underneath the eye, in the corners. A little sparkle. Let's get to the liner. It's a very important piece of the puzzle. This is from Look Fantastic. This is Inglot. This is an amazing eyeliner. done. It's good to get the general shape done, and then you could start thickening it. Have I mentioned I love Christmas? Now I'm gonna thicken it up and perfect it. The signature Gaga liner. This is much easier to do on another person, but my advice is when your hands are feeling a little spazzy or your eyes, you look up into a mirror, but as many smooth motions as you can get, the better. And when you feel a little spaz coming on, like an eye twitch, or you need to breathe, just pause and take your time. Because with waterproof liner, it's much better to take your time than to make a mistake and then have to remove all of your eyeshadow and all your hard work. Trust me, when you're doing someone else's makeup, you very often don't have the time to remove a mistake. You just have to do it perfect the first time. I have mascara on. I'm waiting for these lashes to dry. So in the meantime, we're gonna do a little more contouring on the face with powders. So what I was using at the time are these MAC and NARS. This is Liberty NARS in Gilda. One is broken because I've used it so much. This is MAC, I'm not sure, they're all worn off. Things is Peaches, and this is, guys, I don't know, they're all worn off. I know some of you know what they are, so maybe you can help everyone else out. And me, you know, for when I need to reorder them. I'm gonna use this Cali Contour palette by Smashbox, and this really light brownish color. I don't like to do a ton of contour colors if I'm also doing blush, because they can get muddy very quickly. Just make everything mesh together in beautiful harmony. And we are going for a very matte for some of these, and then we're going to add glitter and shimmer. Why, you may wonder? Because on stage things will end up dewy anyways. So if you start out matte with glitter, the sweat will end up taking you somewhere dewy, and everybody wins. And yes, I do the blush. The same colors everywhere to bring everything to a beautiful cohesive pose. But if you've seen any of the tours I did with Gaga, or photos or anything, you will notice they are quite blushy. And this really translates on stage as a contour. You take this Kevin Aquan. This is going to help us with this contouring and highlighting situation. I wouldn't do this for a day-to-day look. Go so heavy with the powders, but for stage, you really gotta powder the heck out of it. Oh, our lashes are ready. Ding, ding, ding. All right, these are my custom lashes. Lashes on. Let's finish this up, shall we? Ladybug is getting antsy-pantsy. All right, we're gonna do some Gilda for a little further contouring or draping, which is like contouring with blush. A bit of Peaches. This is from Look Fantastic. This is the highlighter from 3INA Cosmetics. I'm going to do that as a blush to kind of mesh those highlighters, those blushes together and give her a little holiday shimmer. Alright, now we're going to take this individual eyeshadow from Diego de Palma and Look Fantastic, and we're going to take this MAC pigment in white. This was a go-to for me on tour, all the tours actually. And we'll use this brush, dip it into the white pigment and then into the eyeshadow and do a highlight. And on stage, this really just looks so stunning. I'm going to pop a little extra of that combo with a little baby brush like this. Just a little pop in the middle of the lid. So it just brightens up the eyes. Now for a little extra ooh la la, we're going to do our MAC Reflects Glitters in pink and Reflects Gold. These definitely work and stick better if you have a little glitter glue. I'm actually going to use this new product I just got from Look Fantastic. This is called Lottie London Glitter Fix Balm. So I'm just gonna, I've never used this on an eyelid before, but you know, YOLO. Just gonna tap a little on the lids, and just to like amp it up a little, I'm just gonna do a little here. And if I was doing my body, I would do it on the body as well for glitter. But we're not. Now I'm just going to tap in the container. Don't want it above the crease though, so. Ooh, yeah. Got our lips on and we are good to go. So for the lips, this is Stage. This one has a bit of a deeper red. This is Jungle Red by Mars. And the lipstick I like to do on Gaga for Stage shows is like so. Just got the Cupid Pro. On the top. Fill it in with a pencil. Hello? Sorry. Anyways, you've been listening to my butt this whole time. It's a little wider and poutier than your normal lip. And with dark lipsticks, it is really useful to start with a liner so that you don't end up with lipstick all over your face. My favorite. Then I'd go to Brick by MAC. Get a little more dimension. With red lipstick, the secret is layering pencils. Pencils do not wipe off. I get a full layer of brick, gorgeous. Then I take Burgundy by MAC and contour. Now we'll take this Sealed with a Kiss. It seals that. It was already not going to come off. Now it's really not going to come off. Now, take my little MAC editorial lip palette and I would do Russian Red and Ruby Woo. So today's a deeper red, so we're going to do Russian Red. Make sure it's absolutely flawless. Then maybe do a little Ruby Woo in the middle. A little more dimension. And blot. And seal. This may seem excessive, but you have to remember she has a mic that presses on her lips the whole time. So this is how we make sure that stays. So now we have layers of lipstick imprinted on the sole. So if you want to be a little more holiday-ish, which I do, I'm going to add this glitter Gasm by Incredible and look fantastic. How gorgeous and holiday is that? So my darlings, this has been the Jingle Bell Ball edition of Tara's makeup recreations. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas.